Cher, right. I mean, she is just iconic.
Oh, yeah.
A legend, really.
Yeah.
And her career,
Yeah.
decades.
I know. Decades.
Yeah.
Reinventing herself constantly, captivating audiences over and over.
Absolutely. And now a memoir.
Yeah, a 2-part memoir.
Wow.
So, of course,
Everyone's going crazy.
the media's in a frenzy.
All the juicy bits.
Oh, yeah, they're loving it. But there's one story that really caught my eye.
Huh.
And it involves a clash with the director, Peter Bogdanovich,
Oh, yeah.
on the set of Mask back in 1985.
I remember Mask.
Yeah,
Great movie.
it was, and Cher's performance in it.
Oh, fantastic.
So, I don't know, have you heard about this clash with the director?
Well, yeah, I mean, the interviews leading up to this memoir have definitely sparked a lot of conversation.
Yeah.
Especially what Cher's been saying about Bogdanovich.
Yeah, it's more than just disliking working with him.
Oh,
Like in this interview with The Times,
okay.
she doesn't hold back.
Oh, no.
She calls him, like, an asshole.
And says that, he was not nice to the girls. Even calls him so arrogant.
Okay, those are some strong words.
It's strong, even for her, right?
Yeah, she is known for being outspoken, but
Exactly. So you think,
makes you wonder.
right, there's something more there
Depper.
than just a personality clash, maybe.
Yeah, for sure.
And she gives specific examples, too.
Oh, really? Like what?
Okay, so she tells this story about how she gave her opinion on a scene location.
Mm-hmm.
She was just trying to be helpful, she says.
Right.
But he completely blew up at her
Oh, wow.
the next day
Really?
if he asked for her input.
Yeah, why react like that?
I know.
So strange.
It's almost like,
A power dynamic thing.
yes, totally, right?
Because he's the established director.
He's big at the time.
And she's a star, sure.
Yeah,
But newer to acting.
exactly. And plus,
The 80s in Hollywood.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Not exactly.
The most progressive
Not at all.
treatment of women.
No, it's important to remember that context, I think.
It really adds another layer.
For
Yeah,
sure, to their conflict.
Totally. Like, was it personality? Was it the times? Or was it both?
All of the above.
Maybe. But before we jump to conclusions, I want to look at the other side.
Okay.
Bogdanovich, he talked about their relationship, too,
He did.
in a 2019 interview with Vulture.
Okay.
He said that Cher didn't trust anybody, especially men.
Mm.
That's why she dropped her father's name, Sarkeesian. That's quite a statement.
Yeah, it's like he's saying she's inherently distrustful.
Right.
And why bring up the name change?
I know, it feels,
So unnecessary.
right, almost like a personal attack.
Totally. Is he implying that changing your name means you're difficult to work with?
Right. Like, come on.
It's a strange connection to make.
Totally. And her chosen stage name, Cher. I mean,
Iconic.
right, super recognizable.
Everyone knows Cher.
It makes his comment even weirder.
Mm-hmm.
Was he trying to discredit her?
It feels like
Or
it.
just get a jab in? Possibly.
It really gives that impression.
It does.
What's also interesting is that in that same Times interview, Cher mentions working with other big directors,
Oh, yeah. Like who?
like Robert Altman,
Wow.
Mike Nichols,
Okay.
and Norman Jewison.
Big names.
Huge. And no issues.
At all.
She says it was fine.
So if all these acclaimed directors,
Yeah.
they respected her, collaborated well,
I think so. It suggests
she wasn't inherently difficult.
right. Right.
But maybe it was just her experience with Bogdanovich that was unique.
yeah, maybe.
It's interesting.
So we have these two very different perspectives on what their relationship was like.
Yeah.
But what I find most fascinating
Oh.
is how Cher says she dealt with this whole situation.
Yeah. How did she handle it?
In the memoir, she talks about advice she got from Meryl Streep
Oh, wow.
about dealing with difficult directors.
Meryl Streep. Okay, what'd she say?
Say yes to everything they ask,
And then,
do it your own way.
whoa, that's brilliant.
Right.
It's like a negotiation.
No way.
Diplomatic, appearing agreeable, but
But still,
subtly pushing your vision.
exactly. I love that.
It's smart.
I wonder if this was like a broader approach for Cher,
Yeah, did she use that tactic throughout her career
Right.
with those power dynamics?
Yeah. In other situations.
I don't know.
It's a good question.
It is, and it makes me want to keep reading.
Me too.
This memoir is fascinating,
It is.
and I think we need to delve deeper to find out more.
Totally.
Her career is full of examples of her pushing boundaries,
I know.
challenging expectations.
Like even her fashion.
Oh, totally.
Dope.
Always, and experimenting with different genres of music.
Uh-huh.
And that transition from singing to acting.
Right. Like that was a big deal.
It was huge.
She never seems afraid to take risks.
No,
To kind of forge her own path.
totally. But she has faced criticism along the way.
Oh, I'm sure, and setbacks, right?
Why, of course.
I'm curious, does the memoir talk about how she dealt with all that?
It seems like she's pretty open about it,
Oh, good.
about the good and the bad.
Uh-huh.
She talks about her childhood,
Okay.
growing up with not a lot, facing expectations that didn't fit her personality,
Yeah.
and even her early career with Sonny Bono.
I was going to say, that relationship must have been complex.
It was, both personally and professionally.
So hard to separate those two, I imagine.
Right.
And it sounds like she doesn't shy away from that.
Not at all. She acknowledges the positives.
Like what?
Well, Sonny's belief in her,
Yeah.
their shared success, of course,
Right.
but also the difficulties,
Right.
creative differences, the power imbalances, that kind of thing.
It's refreshing to see that honesty, you know?
Yeah.
So many celebrity memoirs just gloss over the hard parts. But I think her willingness to be vulnerable, to share her struggles,
Makes her relatable.
it does,
Hmm.
especially for people who are going through something similar.
Totally. It makes her story so compelling.
It's not just fame and fortune.
No, it's about resilience,
Yeah.
determination, staying true to yourself.
Even when things are tough.
Exactly.
And speaking of tough, this whole thing with Bogdanovich,
Oh, right.
while it's just one episode in her long career,
Yeah.
it kind of brings up those themes again and again,
What do you mean?
like asserting yourself,
Oh, okay.
fighting for your vision,
Right. Yeah.
dealing with those power dynamics.
It happens everywhere, not just in Hollywood.
Exactly. It's a reminder that even someone like Cher,
An icon.
has to deal with
Yeah.
difficult people and unfair situations.
It's true, but she never let those experiences define her.
She always moved forward,
Always.
learned from the challenges, and just kept creating.
And expressing herself.
Exactly. It sounds like the memoir goes even deeper into those moments.
The turning points.
Right, the things that shaped her.
Mm-hmm. There's a part where she talks about moving from music to acting.
Oh, yeah, that was risky.
Big time. Lots of people doubted her.
Really?
But she proved them wrong.
For sure.
It wasn't just about that, though.
What was it about them?
Pushing herself creatively, exploring new things.
That reminds me of something she said recently.
What's that?
That she's always been drawn to things that scare me a little.
Oh, I like that.
It's like she likes the challenge.
Stepping outside that comfort zone.
That's what makes her so interesting.
It's not about resting on her laurels.
No.
Always growing, evolving.
As an artist and a person,
Both.
we can all learn from that, I think.
Totally. That desire to learn,
Yeah.
experiment, push boundaries.
That's inspiring.
And embracing failure, too,
Uh-huh.
or as part of the process, you know.
Okay.
She talks about projects that weren't successful,
Oh, interesting.
decisions she might regret.
But she doesn't dwell on them.
No, she sees them as chances to learn and grow.
It's like she's saying it's okay to make mistakes.
Yeah,
It's okay to fall down as long as you get back up.
as long as you keep moving forward.
I love that, especially in a world that's all about perfection.
And success.
It's a good reminder
It's about the journey, not just the end goal.
with all the ups and
And the
downs.
twists and turns.
It's what makes us human.
And our story is more interesting.
So this clash with Bogdanovich, right?
Yeah.
It might seem small in the grand scheme of things,
Yeah.
but it speaks to these bigger ideas.
Like what?
Resilience,
Mm-hmm.
reinvention,
Okay.
finding your voice when people try to silence you.
It's powerful.
And I think as we keep going in the memoir
We'll find even more examples of Cher facing those challenges.
and coming out stronger,
Absolutely. It's a testament to staying true to yourself.
even when it's hard,
When you have doubters,
it's
critics,
the cult people,
it reminds us that we can all overcome obstacles,
and do great things.
even if our path is a little
A
different.
little unexpected.
Exactly.
Honestly, I love a good Hollywood tell-all.
Me too. It's so fascinating.
I can't wait to curl up with this book.
And just get lost in Cher's world.
Me too. It's going to be captivating.
For sure. And I wonder how she'll address those other big moments.
Oh, yeah, like what?
Like working with those other directors, Altman, Nichols, Jewison.
Right, right.
Each of those partnerships must have been so different.
With their own challenges and rewards.
But I'm really interested to hear her take on how those experiences shaped her.
As an actress, as a person.
Yeah, all of it.
Yeah, it really makes you think about how those different directors must have impacted her
Oh, yeah, for sure.
and her creative journey.
It's fascinating.
Like, I'm really curious about her working with Robert Altman.
Oh, yeah.
He
Altman.
was known for being, like, really improvisational.
Very loose style.
Yeah, giving actors a lot of freedom.
A lot of trust.
So I wonder how different that was from Bogdanovich,
Oh, totally right.
who was much more controlling, it seems like.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
It shows how adaptable Cher had to be, working with all these different personalities.
And directing styles, right? Imagine going from, like, a set where everything's planned out
Every line, every move.
to one where you're encouraged to improvise.
Yeah, to make the character your own.
That's amazing.
It really speaks to her versatility as an actress.
It does. It really does. And it makes me think, what can we learn from all this?
Oh, that's a good question.
Not just about acting or Hollywood, but bigger picture stuff.
Yeah, about life.
Yeah, what does her story tell us about resilience, about finding your voice, about dealing with challenges?
I think one of the big things is that it's okay to be yourself, even if that means being different.
Going against the grain.
Exactly. Cher never seemed to care about fitting in.
No.
She embraced her individuality,
Totally.
even when it meant facing criticism, rejection.
She followed her own instincts,
Always.
her own vision.
That's what made her so successful.
I love that.
It's like she's saying, don't try to fit a mold that's not for you.
Be bold, be authentic.
Stand out.
And that's something everyone can relate to.
Absolutely. It goes way beyond just entertainment.
For sure, we can all apply that.
To our careers, our relationships, everything.
Totally. And another thing, perseverance.
Oh, yeah. So important.
She's had so many setbacks,
Obstacles in her career.
but she never gave up.
Never.
She always picked herself up,
Dusted herself off.
kept going,
That grit.
that determination.
It's inspiring.
It really is. She shows that success isn't always a straight line.
No, there are detours.
Roadblocks.
It's how you handle those challenges that matters.
And it sounds like her memoir really digs into that.
How to embrace the ups and downs.
And come out stronger on the other side.
It's a good reminder.
Yeah.
It's about the journey, not just the destination.
And that even the most successful people, they still face adversity.
But it's how they overcome it that shapes them.
It defines their legacy.
Exactly.
So as we wrap up this deep dive on Cher,
It's been fun.
it has, I want to leave you with a question.
A question, okay?
Imagine you were Cher back in the 80s.
Okay, I'm Cher.
And you're dealing with Bogdanovich.
This guy.
How would you handle it? Would you confront him directly
Head on?
or try to work around him?
Or would you take Meryl Streep's advice?
Say yes, but do your own thing.
That's a tough one.
It is. There's no easy answer.
Every situation is different.
But I think what's important is that we learn from Cher,
From her resilience.
her determination,
Her commitment to being herself.
no matter what.
And maybe, just maybe, her story will inspire us all to be a little bolder,
A little more authentic.
a little more fearless in chasing our own dreams.
I love that. And you know what?
What?
Maybe someday we'll be deep diving into your memoir,
Oh, stop it.
uncovering all the fascinating insights
You're too kind.
and inspiring lessons from your journey.
That's a long way off.
But until then,
Until then,
keep exploring, keep learning.
keep being fabulous.
Exactly. That's what it's all about.